Hey guys, today I'm going to do a short video on something I found incredibly frustrating. Working on two-stroke engines over the years, I've gotten pretty good at figuring out what's wrong with them, and people just kind of dispose of them, and usually the fix could be pretty simple. However, in this case, I came across a blower that I thought I'd fixed everything, and I couldn't get this thing to run, and I was going just crazy because I had done everything I thought of. So just so you know, it's an Echo. It's a PB-251. And just to give you the short background, why I'm making this video is because I found the fix was rather difficult to find and figure out. And I don't know that I'm going to fix this, but I have a pretty high degree of confidence I figured out what's going on. Got this blower, it wouldn't run. 4 out of 5 times it's usually a fuel delivery issue. So I could tell it had good compression because you could tell when you pulled on the starter cord that there was compression there. Everything appeared to be decent with the machine. So ordered a new carburetor and put it on rather than trying to clean it. Sometimes it's just easier to order a new one. Wouldn't run. The fuel lines were good, the primer bulb was good, brand new carburetor. I tested the ignition coil. The ignition coil was testing good and I was getting spark. I tested the spark plug. The spark plug looked good. I took a spark plug out of another blower that worked and stuck it in here and it wouldn't run. As a sanity check, I took the spark plug that had been in this blower, put it in another one, started it up, it ran just fine. So I knew that the plug was good. I was using ethanol-free gas, had cleaned it out. I had pulled the spark arrestor out. The screen was clean. Everything. I had done everything trying to figure out what was going on with this, and yet this thing would not run. And because I'm a bit of a freak and I can't let it go, I had to figure out, like, why is this thing not running, and I'm not going to let this thing beat me. I came across an obscure posting when I'm, online looking around, searching on YouTube or doing a search on Google for Echo PB-251. And I found a comment that someone had made, which is a bit obscure, but it got me to thinking, and I think I realized what the problem might be. So I come back out, and I disassembled the flywheel, and when I pulled it out, if you can see in there, there's the key on the shaft. Here's the old flywheel that I pulled off, and if you can see, I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, there is an integrated key inside the flywheel itself. So instead of having a separate key like you might have on a lawnmower or something, this key is actually integrated in there, but it's been sheared off. And when I pulled it off, I noticed that the location of the flywheel, which is generating the magnetic pulse to send the spark, was flipped around and was, roughly about 180 degrees out of cycle. And I'm thinking, that's telling me that I'm probably getting spark at the bottom of the compression cycle, not the top. So that's why I'm beginning to get rather confident that I may have this fixed. Now, we may put this together and it may not work, but we'll try. The reason I'm recording this video is because I found it so difficult to try to figure out what this fix was because it wasn't so obvious. But I thought maybe this video might help some other people. So what I did, actually, unfortunately, had a little bit of an issue. I ordered a new flywheel, which showed up. Unfortunately, it showed up and it was shipped in this paper padded envelope, but one of the cooling fins had snapped off right here. So, again, because I'm a freak, it's just not supposed to be that way. I went ahead and ordered a replacement, which just showed up this week. So here's the new one. You can see it's identical to the existing one. And here's the integrated key that is inside this flywheel. So my thought is, let's put this back together and let's see if it runs. Little tip, just from someone who's done this a few times. I had to disassemble this, realize what I needed, and order a part. So it's been a few days between when I took this apart and when the part has arrived, and we're filming this now. Most of these screws are the same size, but not all of them. Some of them are a little longer. So when you're taking it apart, if you find them that are longer, make sure you put them back where they go, so that when you go to put this back together, you know that you've got the screws in the correct place. Just a little tip that I found over the years, so you don't try to figure out which screw went where. So let's set this up. I'm going to set this up so the key sits exactly on the north side there for me. And I'm going to be super, super careful putting this new flywheel in because I don't want to damage this key in any way. So let's line this up and see if I can get, it's a little hard to see. Boy, I want to be super careful with this to make sure that I don't do anything that could compromise the metal. Okay, that looks like it's in. So I'm just going to take a screwdriver and just kind of tap it a little bit to seat it. Yeah, all right, that looks good. All right, there's the old one. So let's go ahead and put this back together. Now, just so you know, I did pull the spark plug out, and in order to pull this apart, I took some cord and I shoved it down inside the cylinder. You can see that there. This is just some lawnmower recoil starting cord. Put a whole bunch down in there to kind of like bind the cylinder so it wouldn't move. Here is the scroll wheel. Let's get this back on there. Usually I put just a dot of lubricant just to make sure that the threads are in good shape. Turn that on so this turns normal. Oh, there we go, I can feel it. And I'm just gonna snug it. There we go. No reason to over tighten it, just get it nice and snug. All right, and then let's go ahead and just start pulling some of these back together. cord out, spark plug. Finger tighten that. Just snug it down. Good. Okay, so I got a little bit of gas in there. Let's cross our fingers and see what happens here. Choke, get a little gas going. All right. How about that? Man, success. What a feeling of accomplishment. So I hope this video helps somebody. It drove me nuts trying to figure out what was going on with this, and it wasn't until I came across that obscure post, and it wasn't that obvious. I kind of had to think about it, but it was specific to Echo PB-251. I'm sure this coil is used in a variety of different products, probably some Echo string trimmers as well. But if you come across it and you cannot get it to start, it's this integrated key which is sheared off. So if you can see that inside there. Yeah, all right, thank you for watching.